major development in the hotel explosion in Mexico last November. The blast in Playa del Carmen killed 5 vacationing Canadians. Here's the CBC's Adrian Arsenault.
This is my old resort crazy.
At a northern table in Cancun, Mexico, the state attorney general Francisco Aurora unfurls a key piece of evidence in the investigation into the resort explosion that killed 7 people last November, among them 5 Canadians. The blueprints he looks at matter because of the evidence. There's no indication at all of a gas pipeline, the pipeline that was found to have a hole in it, a hole leaking gas. That's what led to the explosion.
So they didn't have permission to build it, to use it, to extend it. No tenían permiso de usarlo, de instalarlo, de operarlo.
The pipeline, he says, was installed illegally. The misleading blueprints, improperly verified by a gas authority that Allure maintains most certainly knew the line was actually there. Count these improprieties as one of the reasons why, as CBC News has learned, arrests may be imminent. And there's more. The Attorney General says a second gas leak was discovered at the hotel.
What you're saying is that there could have been another catastrophe.
Yes. Que bueno que no.
Adrian Arsenault, CBC News, Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And Adrian will have more on this story on The National tonight on CBC television. Well, they sound idyllic. 3 resort properties, some with spas, golf courses, chateau on the green, or perched on a cliff high above the Atlantic. As Jennifer Henderson reports, the government of Nova Scotia is looking for buyers or resort operators with big dreams and big wallets.
Celtic Lodge, Cape Breton, commands a view like no other.
It's been 2 years since the Digby Pine, Lisbon, and Celtic Lodge turned a profit. Tourism Director John Summers says the advertising hopes to find potential investors.
We believe that these are iconic properties and, have pockets of potential.
But it could be a tough sell. Higher costs for wages, electricity, and the HST has resulted in a combined loss of $1 million last year. But the bigger issue is fewer customers.
Revenues have been declining. A lot of it has to do with changes in the market and visitor expectations.
Although some of the resorts now offer spa treatments and high-speed internet, the company running them estimates they could benefit from at least $11 million in upgrading. Jennifer Henderson, CBC News, Halifax. That is the CBC News. Now with a look at weather for eastern Ontario and west Quebec. A mix of sun and cloud today, the high minus 17 degrees. Becoming cloudy tonight with a 60% chance of flurries, about 2 centimeters of snow falling, and the high rising to 17 by morning, or the low rising to 17 by morning. Right now in Ottawa, minus 28, in Kingston, minus 27.
You're listening to CBC Radio 1, 91.5 in Ottawa.
Good morning. I'm Anna Maria Tremonti, and you're listening to The Current. Coming up in our last half hour.
Nietzsche was popular with the anarchists. He was popular with socialists. The right wing at times has picked him up.
Very different people have put very different spins on the 19th century German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche over the years, and a lot have ended violently. As we learn more about the Arizona shootings and Jared Loughner, we're asking whether Nietzsche deserves some blame for that. But first, pack your bags. We're off to the dentist. If you visit the website of Dr. Carlos Rubio, he's a dentist in Los Algodones. It is a small town in Mexico just across the border from Arizona. And he is not the only dentist there. In fact, Los Algodones is believed to have more dentists per capita than anywhere else in the world. And that may be because the town is a magnet for American and Canadian patients. Dr. Rubio started practicing in Los Algodones about 24 years ago. He now treats American and Canadian patients exclusively, and he says the main attraction is cost. Getting your teeth fixed in Mexico is a lot cheaper than getting them fixed in the U.S. or Canada.
Honestly, first of all,
obviously they came from the financial, no? And then when they are here, they can find a good facility, same like United States or Canada, so they make you feel comfortable and they refer more patients. We have a very good quality doctors in the town. Like everywhere you go, every country you can find good ones, bad ones, regular. Everything depends where you go.
Well, that's Mexican dentist Carlos Rubio. Jim Hadley has traveled to Los Algodones for dental work. He is originally from Alberta. He's now retired, and he splits his time between Radium, BC, and Yuma, Arizona. And we have reached Jim Hadley in Yuma today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Why did you go to Los Algodones to get dental work done?
The main reason is price, and I guess that's the key.
So it's close to is it close to Yuma? Like, how long does it take to get there?
It's just a few minutes from Yuma. It's about 16 miles from the east part of Yuma where I am.
Okay, so it's easy to pop over the border then.
Yes.
So what work did you have done?
I had crowns, and like it's a bridge and crowns combined done.
And what was that? What was the experience like for you?
It was just excellent. I can't speak better for them than I've had work done at home, of course, and here as well. And they're very professional. They work in a smaller office, which is more economical, but the quality of their work is good. There are some bad ones, I suppose, but I've never talked to anybody down here who's found a bad one, and I've talked to several.
So can I ask how much the dental work cost you?
What I had done was $1,000. It was 5-tooth bridge.
5 teeth a bridge for $1,000. So that would be that's a lot less than you would have paid back in Canada.
It's about $200 a crown, yeah.
So what do you think it would have cost if you'd done it in Canada then?
I think somewhere between 2 and 3 times that.
So how did you find out about this? What originally sent you down there?
We started coming to Yuma for the sunshine, and then we realized that people were everywhere we talked to, people were going there for dental work. So a couple of years later is when I needed some and went. Just referring to people is the way we stumbled onto it.
Word of mouth, in other words, huh?
Yes, totally. Just about totally word of mouth, because they don't advertise very much, or not that I've seen, and it is word of mouth, and they're very competitive. When you walk down the street, they have, I call them sharks out on the sidewalk trying to see where you're going.
My garden. Seeds for my garden menu.
When you come in through the border. So there's several of them dotted all through that 3x4 block area.
And there are a lot of signs, are there?
Yes, yeah, they're not big signs like we're used to, but they're sort of hand painted and they're all beckoning, and then they have the people on the street outside the office.
So literally, if you were to walk down the street, they would stop you. The way people sometimes do to say, "Come into a restaurant" or something.
Yes, it's unique.
So do you know other Canadians who have had dental work done in Mexico?
Oh yes, several. Yeah.
And have you heard of any bad experiences?
I haven't. Not firsthand, but second, third, or fourth hand, I heard of somebody who had some trouble with an extraction or something, but they had heart trouble and bleeding problems before, so it was. But other than that, no, I haven't heard anybody complain.
So would you do it again?
Oh yes, without a doubt.
So you're a snowbird. You go down there you go to Arizona every winter?
Yes.
So do you save up the dental work you need to have done to do it there?
Not necessarily, but I would, yes.
If it was a big...
If it wasn't
Big
something
expense.
that was urgent, like I had last time I was home in radio, I had a filling come out. I went to my dentist there, but if I knew I needed some crowns or something and they could wait, I would wait till I was down here.
Okay, well, Jim Hadley, thank you for speaking with me.
You're very welcome.
That is Jim Hadley. He's a Canadian who splits his time between Radium, BC and Yuma, Arizona, and we reached him in Yuma this morning. Now, for the last 3 years, Ron Van Leeuwen has been connecting people like Jim Hadley with dentists in Mexico. He's the managing director of BioDental in Phoenix, Arizona, and we've reached him. Hi.
Good morning, Anna Maria.
Well, hi. So you connect people like Jim, who we just heard, with dentists, I guess, like Carlos Rubio, who we heard earlier. How does it work? How do you connect them?
You know, we're a company based here in Phoenix, Arizona. We have partnerships with pre-screen dental facilities located all throughout Mexico. Los Algodones is one of our top destinations. So basically, what our company does is we deliver superior dentistry. We spend plenty of time and resources screening the facilities in the areas such as Los Algodones based on their safety practices, specialization, years of experience, all the way down to their ethics, so that we can deliver the highest quality dentistry to our clients, and that is our top priority.
And so how do you do that? How do you check their qualifications and the quality of their work?
It's a long process that we undergo. Like, for example, if you go to the town of Los Algodones, usually we start out by going to the local associations and get some referrals from some of their top dentists there. We also, ask professionals in the industry of Mexico, because it's a very close-knit community. They know who's good, who's got the proper training, and who is more prominent, more experienced. And that's what we look for. And then we send out people there in the facilities to do some screening without introducing ourselves. So we look at their safety practices, their equipment, the facilities, all the way to one of the more important things, for example, is they have to be able to speak in English to our clients effectively. That's very important when you're seeing a dentist.
Is dental insurance coverage of foreign patients valid in these places in Mexico?
Yes, actually, it's an industry that's kind of growing, and I think the insurance industry is starting to embrace dentistry in Mexico. At this point, the current process is it's a reimbursement process. So let's say you have dental insurance in Canada or United States. You have to check with your dental insurance provider if reimbursements are available for dental care performed in Mexico. If it is, you go to Mexico, you pay for your procedures. You find a facility that knows how to fill out, complete a reimbursement form, then you can submit that to your insurance company for reimbursement.
So who are your clients? Who comes to you to go to do that? From Canada?
From Canada, we had a lot of 65% of our clients are 50 plus. The reason for that is word of mouth travels in that age group pretty quickly. It usually started, when someone goes to a dentist and they live in this retirement community, one of these huge retirement communities in Arizona or some of the border states. They go back, they tell all their neighbors, hey, I had a great experience with this dentist, and went to Los Algodones,